Hi, friends. Welcome back to Open Happiness. Today, we are going to talk about one of the most unbelievable and inspiring true stories. It was supposed to be just another morning run. September 16, 1976, Yerevan, Armenia. The sun was barely rising, the air cold and quiet, and a young champion named Shavarsh Karapetyan had just finished a brutal 12-mile endurance run. His heart was still pounding, breath heavy, sweat dripping down his face. He didn't know that within minutes his name would leave the swimming pools forever and enter the pages of history. Because when destiny calls, it never gives you a warm up. Just as Shavarsh slowed down near the Yerevan reservoir, a loud crash tore through the morning calm. A trolleybus packed with people had broken through the railing and plunged straight into the freezing water. In seconds it sank, 80 feet from shore, 33 feet below the surface. Dozens of passengers were trapped inside, gasping for air in total darkness. Most people would have frozen. He didn't. Still wearing his running clothes, lungs already burning from the workout, Shavash dove straight in. The water was muddy, freezing, and black. He couldn't see a thing, only feel. At the bottom, his hands found the trolley bus. The doors were jammed. He kicked the rear window again and again until the glass shattered, slicing deep into his legs. But he didn't stop. He reached inside, felt for a hand, and pulled up to the surface, then back down again, over and over for nearly 30 minutes, diving without oxygen, dragging one person at a time to life. By the time rescuers arrived, Shavarsh had saved 20 people before collapsing on the shore, shivering, bleeding, barely alive. For the next 45 days, he lay in a hospital bed, fighting pneumonia, sepsis, and lung damage so severe his athletic career was over. The Olympics he trained for were gone, but in losing that dream, he had given 20 families their dreams back. For years, nobody even knew. The Soviet authorities buried the story, fearing questions about safety. Only in 1982, 6 years later, a small newspaper article revealed what really happened. And that's when the world finally met Shavarsh Karapetyan, the swimmer who dove into darkness and surfaced as a legend. But his story didn't end there. 9 years later, in 1985, Shavarsh was near a burning building in Yerevan. He could have walked away. His lungs were already weak. But when he heard screams again, he ran inside. He carried people out until he collapsed, burned and broken, once again fighting for life. That's not adrenaline, that's character, forged in ice, refined in fire. He never stood on Olympic podium, but he stood for something far greater, a moment when one man decided that someone else's breath mattered more than his own. Today, Shavarsh Karapetyan lives quietly in Moscow. He has been honored by UNESCO, by Armenia, by nations around the world. But no medal can measure the value of 20 beating hearts. Because medals rust, but lives live on. This is not just a story of a hero, it's a reminder when life throws you into cold, dark waters, sometimes the bravest thing you can do is dive in anyway. Open Happiness, where we celebrate stories that make us believe again. Thank you. If you want to hear more true stories like this, like, share, and subscribe.